Hey guys, I'm Maddye Trew, and you're listening to Hank Jr. on Hank's Corner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. As you know, I'm part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and now podcasting. And I'm so excited to have this next guest on. She is somebody that I got to see in Nashville last year, and I've been kind of dying to have her on. So here we are about 14, 15 months later, and I finally get to have her on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maddye Trew. Maddye, how are you doing today?
Yay, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. And like I said, it's an honor to have you on.
Yes, well, thank you for the opportunity.
Tell me, I always like to know because artists are all over the place. Where are you actually calling in from tonight?
I'm calling in from Nashville.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're in your home area, right?
Music City.
All right, and I love that place. I get up there. Everybody knows that I always talk about that. I try to get up a couple times a year, and I can't wait to get back. But is Tennessee your home?
Tennessee is my home, yes. So I grew up in Memphis and moved to Nashville for college, and now I'm here chasing the dream.
So you were a true Tennessee girl then.
Yes, go Vols.
I love that. That's awesome. And so here we are on the first day of after the time change. Tell me, how do you handle the time change? Is this something that you pick up easy? Because for me, the first day is okay, but it's usually the second and third days after that I really struggle.
Right. No, I struggle a bit, and it happened the day I was coming home from vacation. So I kind of just like shot out of a cannon and am still grasping it. But today went well. So
Okay, so you have a
yeah,
little bit to recover just from the vacation, much less the time change. Well, I'm
yeah,
really
and it
hoping.
changed on the way up there, so I'm all over the place.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
you are close to the line change and everything, so I know I'm always going back into Central Time right there in the
hmm
Tennessee part.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm excited about talking about is your most recent song, "Dear Loretta." I know it's doing really well, and I know it means a lot to you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the backstory of that?
Yeah. So I pulled that. I was lucky enough to intern for a publishing company in college, and they let me look through all the songs that their writers had. And Matt Willis, Josh Helms, and Farron Rachels wrote it. And I was lucky to take it and make it my own. It really stood out to me from the beginning. And because I'm such a country music fan, I'm 100% country. It's all I've
Hmm.
done, growing up. And I like the history of it and, the old sound and. So I wanted to do a tribute to Loretta Lynn, and I wanted to bring it to life in a way that was true to me and respectful to traditional country music, and just make sure that it thanked her to the best of our ability. And I was super pleased with how it turned out. Our producer, Luke Boishis, was on top of it. And then even Loretta Lynn's steel player, Pearlie Curtis, is playing on it. So
Oh,
that was
wow,
cool
that's
too.
amazing.
Yeah. So it's meant a lot, and it's got a lot of traction on it right now. We just released it with Country Rebel. It hit over 50,000 views, or I'm sorry, that was a cover video we did for her, to also, pay a tribute to her. So we got a song written for her, and just a cover just to,
And a tribute. Yeah, and
yeah.
it was definitely, a sad thing to lose Loretta. I mean, I know she had a great life as far as the amount of years and everything, but
Right.
she really touched a lot of people's hearts. One of the questions I like to ask on the podcast, who are your influences? And she
Yeah.
was one of the ones that seems to pop up quite a bit, especially with the females, because she did have, kind of a pioneerness about her. What does she mean to you?
Right. So she was just one of the first women of country music to come up. And she was the first entertainer of the year, like woman entertainer of the year at the CMAs. And so she started writing songs that, she just spoke her mind and, started paving that way for women to, either stand up for themselves or just speak through music honestly. And so she was one of them that paved the way, and her life just, is so inspiring. I would love to go through, what she did dream wise. She really chased it in a time that, wasn't as easy. So that was also something that inspired me. And yeah, just all around love Loretta Lynn. I'd say another influence of mine would be, I like Carrie Underwood a lot. I like her as a person, her branding, just kind and sweet. And she's just ready to take on the stage, which is what I want to do. So I like her and Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, and you make the kind of comparison to the two of them, and they come from different eras, but they do have very similar as far as that that they're strong women, that they know what they want, and
Mhm.
they're breaking molds.
Yeah, 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 and their storytelling. So, two great women, two good influences.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're keeping Loretta's legendary career alive and keeping tribute to her. And I was wondering, maybe can you play Dear Loretta here on Hank's Corner today?
I sure can. Yes, I'd be happy to. Dear Loretta, I've been meaning to sit down and write this letter. And I've been staring at a blank sheet of paper for too long, but your songs taught me to speak my mind. So dear Loretta, yeah, I come from a small town just like you. My daddy worked hard to feed his family too. You afraid to chase a dream? Or were you hell-bent like me? For all the girls with the guitars waiting on the stars to line up, ones with something to say, still trying to find their place in a man's world. Because of you, we can hold our own. Thank you, Loretta, for teaching me the right way to write a song, for being real and honest as the day is long. Hope you know how much it means to a country girl like me. For all the girls with the guitars waiting on the stars to line up, ones with something to say, still trying to find their place in a man's world. Because of you, we can hold our own. Thank you, Loretta. And if you never get to read these words, I hope you know how to write them down. For all the girls with the guitars waiting on the stars to line up, ones with something to say, still trying to find their place in a man's world. Because of you, we can hold our own. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Loretta.
And welcome back to Hank's Corner. That was Maddye Trew singing "Dear Loretta." I'm Hank Jr. here on Hank's Corner, and I love it. I love the way you play it, and there's just something about your voice that I liked. I told you off air that I had heard one song by you, and immediately I was hooked. And I love
Yay.
how you're, like you said, you're able to take a song that talks about something that happened in the past, the old style country, and just kind of make it yours and modern. And I love what you've done with that.
Thank you so much.
But how did you get to this point? Tell me, you at some point you had to say, I'm interested in music, maybe picked up a guitar, play the keyboard. How did it all start for you?
Yeah, so it's that answer of, starting when I was little. My parents could tell early on that that's what I was gonna do. I even made them sit in the living room, and my grandfather would say, "Presenting Maddye Trew," and I'd walk up on the hearth and I'd sing for my family. Um, but then my mom had bought the "Come On Over" CD from Shania Twain, and I would get in the car and she said I would ask her to play all the tracks. So I'm like, play number 11. I didn't even say the name and I knew exactly what it was. Um, and so I started off with that. And then my grandmother was a big influence in pushing me to chase my dream. Our show was American Idol.
Mm,
And so I just, grew up being encouraged and did choir and theater and got into the School of Music at Belmont. I even went and auditioned in honor of my Nana. I went and auditioned for American Idol. And, that gave me the confidence through high school and just kind of like over time solidified, this is what I want to do. And this is, I keep climbing and this is just so much fun. So, I didn't do anything else. I was just good at lunch and choir. I didn't care for anything else. And so, I couldn't say no to it. So I've gotten to this point and, I'm really excited to be here interviewing with you and podcasts. And it's a fun ride. So, I'm super grateful for it and the support I had growing up with it.
Yeah, and that's awesome because having that support is a real big thing because not only do you need the support emotionally and say, hey, you can do this, go out and do it, but then you also need some kind of financial support, especially when you're young, to be able to do that and to have a family that's willing to put it out there and get you going. That's great. And you mentioned that you were just into lunch, you were just into the music, but how easy was it for you? I mean, everybody has to work at their craft, but how easy was it for you to, develop the craft? Did it come naturally? Because, like for me, I tried to play guitar at one point, and I'm not playing it obviously. So, it
Right.
didn't come naturally to me. But how about you?
It's so yeah, guitar is difficult, but I honestly I learned at the lake. My friend taught me at the lake the three chords, and then after that I those three chords were, all I did to make my calluses, there and take away the hurt, and so then I could kind of take off from there. Um but craft, growing up, again, I never did anything else, so I just started early on stage. And I think over time, my brain development and everything, I got comfortable to where I can, be in front of people and talk. And I think it's just, growing up and learning all these lessons that I have. I took voice lessons. I absorbed all the information that I was getting from my teachers. And the thing I love about music is that I'm still learning. And
Mm.
so being at this point and getting to learn some bigger things as I go, is just taking it on day by day and practicing. But yeah,
Okay. And then as far as songwriting, do you do songwriting as well?
I do. I love songwriting. When I came up here, I just, I expected every Brett James cut or, just all these big songs. And then I got here and I was like, oh, okay, getting the grasp of, what's going to happen. And so I asked my friends in college to co-write. And then over time, I'm able to branch off. And so, yeah, I love to write songs.
Okay. Do you remember the first song that you ever wrote?
Yes, it was called
Is it
"Say the Word."
Say the word. And is it something that you're proud of or something that you're just like,
Y
I'm not putting that out there?
You know what? I am proud of it. Like, I may not put it out there, but I'm proud of it in the sense of, me being, open to asking a friend to, help me write a song and, just, going through that process with her also brought us closer, and so I am proud of it because it was the first time putting myself out there in that kinda situation, and I may play it someday, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, and I've always found it kind of a little weird when, I talk to an artist and they say, "Well, I had a video or I had a song out there and then I just pulled it because it's, not me or whatever it is." And I'm like, "But, it was you at one time." And I think the
Yeah.
fans like to see, the realness of the artist and but I guess some people have an image and whatnot, but I love it when I get to see things, that was original.
Right, yeah, no, and that's super fun, just releasing things one at a time, just, going through the experiences of producing the songs and finding your sound as an artist and just, what was true to you then, putting it out there. Just as I just wanna put out music, and so it is. I agree, it is fun watching people evolve and, try out different things.
Yeah, definitely. And so, as we mentioned, Country in My Jeans is not one that is originally yours, but we're going to go ahead and play it here. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more.
Sounds good. Well, they say that I'm too country, the way I look and sound. They wanna make me over, just a little more uptown. Say I need to change my image. Now tell me, what's that mean? Don't they know I got country in my jeans? Well, I can't help the way I talk. I wouldn't change it if I could. Sophisticated ain't my style, but country fits me good. I ain't ashamed of wearing what's been handed down to me. Lord, I got country in my jeans. I got country in my jeans, country in my blood. It goes back generations. It's something I'm proud of. It's something I was born with. What you get is what you see. I'm just an old hillbilly with a country song to sing. Lord, I got country in my jeans. Come on. If country's hit the big time, me, I'm still the same. I ain't above my raising, and I ain't about to change. No, I wouldn't trade my Wranglers for the finest gabardine. Lord, I've got country in my jeans. I've got country in my jeans, country in my blood. It goes back generations. It's something I'm proud of. It's something I was born with. What you get is what you see. I'm just an old hillbilly with a country song to sing. Lord, I've got country in my jeans. I've got country in my jeans, country in my blood. It goes back generations. It's something I'm proud of. It's something I was born with. What you get is what you see. I'm just an old Memphis hillbilly with a country song to sing. Lord, I've got country in my jeans. Lord, I've got country in my jeans.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Maddie Trew. We talked a little bit about, Loretta Lynn and Carrie Underwood and how they influence people. And they definitely have an influence on younger girls. Charles Barkley once said that I'm not a role model and, he didn't care about that sort of thing. But as far as you're concerned, like, do you think that you're a role model? And if so, how much that influenced how you present yourself, social media, on stage, all that stuff?
Yeah, you know what? I would really love to be a role model for young girls. Going back to Carrie Underwood and Kelly Clarkson, just their whole brand is kind and nice, and their songs are, there's a variety of them, and they can sing all these, ballads and they never stray from different topics, and uh they're just really nice people. So yeah, I would like to be somebody um that girls could look up to, or just be an influence even with my songs. And yeah, that's the total goal.
And getting to this point, I mean, obviously, I foresee that you're going to go a lot further than where you are now. I just know it. But getting to this point, tell me, what advice would you give somebody that might be starting out, and then somebody that might be trying to follow in your footsteps and making the move to Nashville?
Yeah, stay with it and ask questions. There's going to be a lot of hard things, but over time, if things kept happening that made me feel like, okay, this is the right road, um, I kept going with it. And even in the times where I'm like doubtful of it, if I have that support and this is really what you want to do, chase your dreams. I mean, this is your life, one life to live, and I'll support you from afar. And just keep asking questions. And if you have to fall down a couple times and then you get to a point to where you see more, like all these experiences I'm having, I mean, are just unreal. And I'm very blessed for them. So I just encourage them to stick with it if that's really what they love. And um yeah, and ask all the questions. You're going to learn so much, and I'm so glad I asked all the questions.
Yeah, and so it's good to see that you're supportive, and I see that a lot, with artists, especially in Nashville. Do you see that too? Because I picture Nashville a little bit more like a family than, let's say, maybe New York or Chicago or LA, where they may have scenes. And nothing against them, but I do see that's less competitive in a certain way, and more let's build up each other and do well all together. Is that how Nashville is?
Oh, totally. Yeah, we're a big family, and we're all trying to make it in this business, and we've all met each other. We're still in town. We know who still is here working in music, and still going for their dreams in it. And so it's really, it's not competitive here, and there's so many creative people that it's kind of just it's fun, like being around so many creative people, and then they come to your gigs, and when you write, you make friends and deeper connections. So it really is a family. And that was something I loved learning early on in college. Like right when I got here, I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome, and we're all here doing it. So
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's why I like going back, because I do photography, I do videography in so many different areas, but something about the Nashville, something about the music artist just keeps drawing me back, and I think that's what it is. It's a family; they love it, and they're, like you said, they're there to welcome you with open arms and support you whenever they can. Is there anybody in particular that maybe has taken you under their wing and kind of supported you, or somebody that helps mentor you?
oh, totally. Yes, his name is Jeff McMahon. He's here with me right now. I am super blessed to have him in my life. He is my mentor, and he has just taken me out, shown me the ropes, taught me everything, and made sure that I've gotten opportunities to get further in my career. And over time, like I call him every day. I can also call him family too. So I'm really glad I stumbled upon him. Um, and now it's been a year, I think, almost, yeah, a year and a half. And the week after I met him, I had a website, and now I've been on a tour bus. So it's really cool, and I'm really blessed for him.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you made that connection with Jeff. And when I was out, then I did get to see you. You were playing at the local, and he was one of the
Mhm.
ones that were there. And I just thought the show was so great. And we'll talk a little bit more about how your shows go on in a second. But that is great when you can find somebody that's willing to mentor you, and then obviously you can, when it comes time, turn around and do the same thing when people are coming up. But
Right.
you have a song called Your Song. Tell us a
Do
little bit about that, and then hopefully you'll play it for us here on Hank's Corner.
Yeah, so that was an old song I wrote in college, and It's about it kind of wrote itself. I was I had a crush on a guitar player and was talking to him, and at the end I realized, oh, he was gunning for my roommate. So I called my
Oh,
friend that I wrote my first song with, Say the Word, and she was like, hold on, we gotta write this, like, you're going way too fast. And then I really like was just so riled up that that was the first song I, felt confident to put a lot in. And I learned a lot from writing that song from her too, just how to, say things differently and just put it all together. So yeah, I really love that song.
yeah. Well, we definitely would love for you to play it here today.
Yeah, yay. Okay. Had you on repeat all summer long, hitting that downbeat, blowing up my phone. Yeah, did some damage you don't even know. But you started changing all of the words. Radio static kept getting worse, so I'm changing the station. 'Cause I don't wanna listen to something that hurts. And I can get the rhythm without you. I can sing like there's no one around to. All my own melodies, just a memory, an anthem I used to know. And boy, I ain't playing along. I don't need your song. I don't need it. I don't need it. Well, it's funny how a song gets old so quick, but you were pretty good while the playback lasted. You're a one-hit wonder, 'cause you did it all for show. And I can get the rhythm without you. I can sing like there's no one around to. All my own melodies, just a memory, an anthem I used to know. And boy, I ain't playing along. I don't need your song. I don't need it. I don't need it. No, I never wanted to turn you off, never wanted to dial you down. Things you're saying to me mean nothing to me now. 'Cause I can get the rhythm without you. I can sing like there's no one around to. All my own melodies, just a memory, an anthem I used to know. And I can get the rhythm without you. Can sing like there's no one around to. All my own melodies, boy, you're just a memory, anthem I used to know. And boy, I ain't playing along. I don't need your song. I don't need it. I don't need it. Ooh, I don't need your song.
And that's Maddye Trew. And yep, she doesn't need your song here on Hank's Corner, but we're glad that she played it. And so this next section, I always like to talk about just some of the different things, maybe not so much related to music. Do you do anything for fun that's not related to music? I know a lot of musicians say music takes up all my time, but there's got to be some room in there for other stuff. And what is that for you?
Yeah. I like to paint and watch crime documentaries. Really, I do that on the side. And just like hanging out with my friends and going to concerts. But that's actually music.
Well, it's a little different. Yeah.
It's a little different. But yeah, I'd say crime documentaries, crime junkie, and painting.
Okay. And
Mhm.
what things do you like to paint? Are you naturalistic? Or are you Picasso like? What?
You know what? I've gotten better over the years. I like a paint by numbers. And then I'm also a nanny, and so we do crafts with the kids. And so I've gotten good at a mermaid and a
Oh.
unicorn, and so I just really enjoy drawing. It's anything creative.
Yeah, so my wife and I recently, did one of those things where you get to go out and drink and then try to do a painting. You follow what they're doing. And,
Yep.
I think I was okay until my first brush stroke. And then after that, it was all downhill after that. And I'm like, well,
Right.
at least we have the drink. But, I think it is kind of fun to be able to do that. And even though sometimes I do get frustrated with that, but, maybe one of these days we could take a look at some of your artwork there. Um,
Yeah.
but also, you mentioned kind of like going to concerts and listening to music. Who are the people, whether it's big names or people that we should be on the lookout for? Who are you going to watch there in Nashville?
I go to watch all my friends. One that comes to mind right now is Zach Stone and Caroline Kidd, um, Emma Rowley, Cole Thanish. And so, I'll just tell you all my friends, but I like to go see them and support them and see them rise up. And then, Lainey Wilson's breaking out right now. So in the bigger area, I just went to John Party as well. I really like him, and just anything. Dirks is really good too. I like Dirks.
Mm. Definitely some great names thrown in there, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm always up for promoting all the artists that are on the rise. So anytime you want to name drop, you're more than welcome to do so. But
thank you.
uh, we're getting close to the holidays now, especially Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I can't get through a podcast without talking about food. So
I love it.
might as well might talk about Thanksgiving. And what are some of the foods that you like to eat, if they're traditional or non-traditional around Thanksgiving and the holidays?
Yeah. So every year, so my nana, she made this mac and cheese. And it was the best mac and cheese. It was all Velveeta, all butter, all milk, and it was just overloaded. And so I make that every year because it's mac and cheese.
That sounds
But
good.
right, I like stuffing and sweet or green bean casserole. Those are
Okay.
my go tos. Yeah,
Yeah, and definitely my wife makes a good green bean casserole for us every year, and I enjoy that. But what about the most important thing, other than maybe the turkey and whatnot? The most important thing is the desserts. What are your favorite desserts?
oh man, if they bring in a chocolate cake, I'm done. I'm
Mm,
done for. So
okay.
I'd say anything chocolate that comes to the table. We
Yeah,
just
I'm
kinda
always.
switch it up every year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
kinda I kinda like things chocolate, but come around the holidays, man, pumpkin and pecan pie just kinda, take the list onto that. But,
right.
as we are getting closer to the end of the year, what, if anything, or, should we expect out of you? Are you gonna be taking some time off? Are you gearing up for next year?
Yeah, no, Imma gear up for next year, take some local gigs around, film some content, just do the back work. And, really we've got some plans, that we're trying to work towards. And, yeah, pretty much ending the year strong with, what comes to us in the planning part of, 2023.
Right, and you mentioned taking some gigs out there. I know the local's a frequent place that you're at, and like I said, that's where I saw you. If
Yeah.
somebody were to go to a Maddie True performance, what should they expect?
I would say, what would they expect? Some fun.
Okay.
They would expect fun. They would expect to see my friends and all of us collaborating, singing background vocals on each other's songs, and, me talking to the crowd and, just saying hi afterwards. It's just a good time. I like to give people the good time. So
Yeah, and I definitely got that vibe when I was out there. And I'm gonna end the podcast with "Only Sometimes." That is the song that drew me into you. And like I said, I've been a fan of your voice. I think you're going to be going some places very very soon. And I wish you the best on that. And I hope you, like you said, finish out the year strong. And I can't wait to see what you bring out in the new year.
thank you so, so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. So once again, everybody, this is Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, and be sure to follow Maddye Trew out there on social media. Take a look at how her name's spelled, and I have her website down here below
Yes.
because it is Maddye,
Mhm.
and then Trew Trew. But definitely follow her on all the social medias and check her out. And when you're in Nashville, be sure to catch one of her shows.
Usually I practice what I preach, and I'm fine being by myself doing my own thing. But tonight I need a little help finishing the bottle. Yeah, it may be hard to tell, I ain't good at being single, but only sometimes I wanna be wearing someone else's t-shirt. I want a reason to dress up, be somebody's girl, hold the door and hold my hand. I'll be lying if I said I didn't wanna feel the love of a man. Only sometimes. Only when it's Friday night at home and I am watching reruns on the couch alone with no plans. Hey, it'd be really nice laying on a shoulder, looking at blue eyes and get pulled a little closer. But only sometimes I wanna be wearing someone else's t-shirt. I want a reason to dress up, be somebody's girl, hold the door and hold my hand. I'll be lying if I said I didn't wanna feel the love of a man. Only sometimes, yeah, only sometimes, only sometimes. I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be, I wanna be patiently, so patiently